the reigning constellation father. The mortal division of this latter tribunal consists of 7 judges, all of whom are ascendant mortals. The higher you ascend in the universe, the more certain you are to be judged by those of your own kind. The constellation legislative body is divided into 3 groups. The legislative program of a constellation originates in the lower house of ascenders, a group presided over by a finaliter and consisting of 1,000 representative mortals. Each system nominates 10 members to sit in this deliberative assembly. On Urantia, this body is not fully recruited at the present time. The mid-chamber of legislators is composed of the seraphic hosts and their associates, other children of the local universe Mother Spirit. This group numbers 100 and is nominated by the supervising personalities who preside over the various activities of such beings as they function within the constellation. The advisory or highest body of constellation legislators consists of the House of Peers, the House of the Divine Sons. This corps is chosen by the Most High Fathers and numbers 10. Only sons of special experience may serve in this upper house. This is the fact-finding and time-saving group which very effectively serves both of the lower divisions of the Legislative Assembly. The combined Council of Legislators consists of 3 members from each of these separate branches of the Constellation Deliberative Assembly and is presided over by the reigning Junior Most High. This group sanctions the final form of all enactments and authorizes their promulgation by the broadcasters. The approval of this Supreme Commission renders legislative enactments the law of the realm. Their acts are final. The legislative pronouncements of Urantia constitute the fundamental law of all Norlatiadec. 3. The Most Highs of Norlatiadec. The rulers of the constellations are of the Verandadec order of local universe sonship. When commissioned to active duty in the universe as constellation rulers or otherwise, these sons are known as the Most Highs, since they embody the highest administrative wisdom, coupled with the most far-seeing and intelligent loyalty of all the orders of the local universe sons of God. Their personal integrity and their group loyalty have never been questioned. No disaffection of the Verandadec sons has ever occurred in Nebadon. At least 3 Verandadec sons are commissioned by Gabriel as the Most Highs of each of the Nebadon constellations. The presiding member of this trio is known as the Constellation Father, and his 2 associates as the Senior Most High and the Junior Most High. A Constellation Father reigns for 10,000 standard years, about 50,000 Urantia years, having previously served as Junior Associate and as Senior Associate for equal periods. The psalmist knew that Urantia was ruled by 3 Constellation Fathers, and accordingly spoke of their abode in the plural. There is a river, the streams whereof shall make glad the city of God, the most holy place of the tabernacles of the Most Highs. Down through the ages there has been great confusion on Urantia regarding the various universe rulers. Many later teachers confused their vague and indefinite tribal deities with the Most High Fathers. Still later, the Hebrews merged all of these celestial rulers into a composite deity. One teacher understood that the Most Highs were not the supreme rulers, for he said, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." In the Urantia records, it is very difficult at times to know exactly who is referred to by the term Most High, but Daniel fully understood these matters. He said, "The Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and gives it to whomsoever he will." The Constellation Fathers are little occupied with the individuals of an inhabited planet, but they are closely associated with those legislative and law-making functions of the constellations which so greatly concern every mortal race and national group of the inhabited worlds. Although the constellation regime stands between you and the universe administration, as individuals you would ordinarily be little concerned with the constellation government. Your great interest would normally center in the local system, Satania, but temporarily Urantia is closely related to the constellation rulers because of certain system and planetary conditions growing out of the Lucifer Rebellion. The Urantia Most Highs seized certain phases of planetary authority on the rebellious worlds at the time of the Lucifer Rebellion. They have continued to exercise this power, and the Ancients of Days long since confirmed this assumption of control over these wayward worlds. They will no doubt continue to exercise this assumed jurisdiction as long as Lucifer lives. Much of this authority would ordinarily, in a loyal system, be invested in the system sovereign. But there is still another way in which Urantia became peculiarly related to the Most Highs. When Michael, the Creator's son, was on his terminal bestowal mission, since the successor of Lucifer was not in full authority in the local system, all Urantia affairs which concerned the Michael bestowal were immediately supervised by the Most Highs of Norlatiadek. 4. Mount Assembly, the Faithful of Days. The Most Holy Mount of Assembly is the dwelling place of the Faithful of Days, the representative of the Paradise Trinity who functions on Urantia. This Faithful of Days is a Trinity Son of Paradise and has been present on Urantia as the personal representative of Emmanuel since the creation of the headquarters world. Ever the Faithful of Days stands at the right hand of the Constellation Fathers to counsel them, but never does he proffer advice unless it is asked for. The High Sons of Paradise never participate in the conduct of the affairs of a local universe except upon the petition of the acting rulers of such domains. But all that a Union of Days is to a Creator's Son, a Faithful of Days is to the Most Highs of a constellation. The residence of the Urantia Faithful of Days is the constellation center of the Paradise system of extra-universe communication and intelligence. These Trinity Sons, with their staffs of Havona and Paradise personalities, in liaison with the supervising Union of Days, are in direct and constant communication with their order throughout all the universes, even to Havona and Paradise. The Most Holy Mount is exquisitely beautiful and marvelously appointed, but the actual residence of the Paradise Son is modest in comparison with the central abode of the Most Highs and the surrounding 70 structures comprising the residential unit of the Verondadek Sons. These appointments are exclusively residential. They are entirely separate from the extensive administrative headquarters buildings, wherein the affairs of the constellation are transacted. The residence of the Faithful of Days on Urantia is located to the north of these residences of the Most Highs, and is known as the Mount of Paradise Assembly. On this consecrated highland the ascending mortals periodically assemble to hear this Paradise Son tell of the long and intriguing journey of progressing mortals through the 1 billion perfection worlds of Havona and on to the indescribable delights of Paradise. And it is at these special gatherings on Mount Assembly that the Maracha mortals become more fully acquainted with the various groups of personalities of origin in the central universe. The traitorous Lucifer, one-time sovereign of Satania, in announcing his claims to increased jurisdiction, sought to displace all superior orders of sonship in the governmental plan of the local universe. He purposed in his heart, saying, "I will exalt my throne above the sons of God. I will sit upon the Mount of Assembly in the north. I will be like the Most High." The 100 system sovereigns come periodically to the Urantia conclaves which deliberate on the welfare of the constellation. After the Satania Rebellion, the arch-rebels of Jerusalem were wont to come up to these Urantia councils, just as they had on former occasions, and there was found no way to stop this arrogant effrontery until after the bestowal of Michael on Urantia and his subsequent assumption of unlimited sovereignty throughout all Nebadon. Never since that day have these instigators of sin been permitted to sit in the Urantia councils of the loyal system sovereigns. That the teachers of olden times knew of these things is shown by the record, "And there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Most Highs, and Satan came also and presented himself among them." And this is a statement of fact, regardless of the connection in which it chances to appear.